Hello, my name is Zachariah with Old Man Gaming. Welcome to the channel and another episode, guys. We are doing another preview in our preview series as I wait for a game that really deserves a review. But I am very excited about this preview. It is called Mad King Redemption. It stays in my wheelhouse of brawlers. We are truly in the brawler renaissance. It is a wonderful time to be a 2D brawling fan, that brings us to this entry, which is Mad King Redemption. I am actually really excited for this game. It wasn't really on my list, and from the trailers, it wasn't really doing it for me, but they launched a demo, so I downloaded that demo and started to play it. It's a small 3-person team. You can definitely feel that from the demo. There's a lot of polish that needs to go and whatever into it and so on and so forth. But I was really surprised at how nice it looks already. The trailers didn't do the pixel graphics justice, in my opinion. They really merged this well to where the vistas are actually really feel good, in my opinion. I was really pleasantly surprised with the level design from what I saw and the character design. I was also pleasantly surprised to see that there's 4 characters playable in this demo. I played all 4, and there's 4 more characters coming. You can see they're blacked out. This game is supposedly scheduled for next year. There's no hard release date. It's just a 3-person team, so there's nothing to be expected here. But how does this game play? It plays kind of like a roguelite. You have a camp that you start in. You pick your character. You get levels up. You can level up abilities based on gold that you find in dungeon runs that give you overall stat bonuses. You can also save some gold and spend it for temporary bonuses just for this run. Then you go into a run. You try and get as far and as deep as you can. Meanwhile, you have this Mad King character who you're trying to destroy, from what I can understand of the storyline, who basically is offering you these dark powers. They kind of like are your upgrades, your roguelite upgrade choices at the end of every couple of sections. But he has voice acting, and he is hysterical. Like, not hysterical in a funny ha-ha way, but just really cool, old school, gamey stuff from him, and I think it's really good. I enjoyed that. So you get these kind of powers from him that hurt you as you use them. Then you have a special ability that is specific to the character. And then you have kind of like your X button is all for attacking. You have a parry button. You have a stamina meter. And yeah, so let's get into it a little bit. The gameplay is much slower here, much more methodical. It is not necessarily like a Streets of Rage or TMNT where it's fast combos flying around the screen. That doesn't make it less tactical, though. I was really pleasantly surprised here in the fact that very rarely do I play beat-em-ups that feel different. Like there's a lot of new systems to them, but you play Run Beat 'em Up, you know what you're playing. This one felt different in its core vibe, which I really appreciated. The blocking parrying system took me a little bit to understand. Once I understood it, I really enjoyed it. The only thing I don't quite get yet is the stamina system. There's a stamina system for your attacks, but I don't think I've ever run out of stamina, so I'm not exactly sure what I use for that. But still, like, you try and get through without dying, slowly recovering health, slowly getting items inside, gaining gold to set yourself up for better and bigger runs later on. So far, really enjoy it. The aesthetic is there. It's a lot of fun. And again, I really enjoy the difference of the feel of it in the actual combat. It's a much more slower, methodical way of doing things. I also like how many little nuances they attached to one or two things. At first playthrough, you feel like, oh, this is very straightforward. You just have one attack button. It gives you a full combo. You're done. But the way they do that, like, there's a button for ranged attacks where you have like throwing daggers or hammers or whatever your character has specific to them, but you can throw that in any direction. Like, you can actually throw in an arc. I didn't realize that at first. You can also deflect any ranged attacks coming at you with a placed swing, sending it back at your opponents. Very interesting strategical idea to come in. And then the parrying is kind of cool. I thought it was one of those where I had to get the timing down, but it's much more your parry is slower, but once you're in the parry, you get like a full second count, and anybody who hits you gets stunned. So the timing is way different, but once you realize what it is, it's a lot more forgiving, and it's a lot more strategic. Again, methodical. Methodical is the name of the game for this one, in my opinion. I enjoyed the upgrades. I enjoyed almost everything to it. I do want to say a couple of small concerns, as I always shout out a couple of concerns. The first big one is you die if you fall off a cliff. I don't think in the modern age I have played a beat 'em up in which you immediately die from falling off the cliff. I mean, you don't lose some health bar and then appear next to the cliff. I mean, you die. The run is over. This can be heartbreaking. I'm not going to lie. If somebody hits you with a running attack and it's just enough to kind of bounce you off the cliff and you die, even though you had like 100 armor and all your health, it is heartbreaking. I also noticed a couple of bugs. I'm not going to call them out, but this is a 3-person team. That's to be expected. I think for what this is, demo-wise, and how many people are working on it, I'm really excited for it. I can't wait to see what they add. My only other concern, I would say, is I don't feel like the characters felt different enough to me. Like you had with the exception of the fact that their special abilities are either very obviously useful or not really useful in any way, shape, or form. So I would prefer a little bit more difference in attack. Everybody's attack is just kind of right in the same arc, same range, same everything. Whereas those special abilities are really what define them. And I think the special abilities that really matter are the wrestler and the fighter. The other special abilities aren't really good, at least not for solo play. The sorcerer heals the party, but if you're alone, it just gives you a little healing bump. It's not that big of a heal. And then the rogue leaps in the air and fires daggers, but those daggers almost never hit everybody because the enemies are almost always too close to you. So I'd like a little bit of a difference with that. Maybe make them also feel a little bit different in what they can do. But overall, I really think this is a fun game. I can't wait to pick it up when it comes out. And it is free demo. Like I said, free demo, some old school Golden Axe kind of vibes. Very methodical combat to a roguelike system. So go check it out. It's on Steam and it's free. Just type in Mad King Redemption and there's a demo for you to download. Other than that, as long as you guys keep watching and listening, we'll keep making them. That's it for the previews for now. But Absalom comes out on Thursday, and I will be playing and reviewing that. So you guys will have to wait and check that out. All right, I'll see you guys next time.